It's a Sunday and I am a little hungover. Had a potluck party with some friends yesterday on the winter solstice, and it was so nice. I wanted to talk about, just quickly, I wanted to talk about past life readings. I recently did one. It was a kind of a surprise for everyone. It was at an event where I read tarot cards for 2 hours. I was booked for 2 hours, and then they extended my time to 4.5 hours, which was amazing because it was a Christmas party and people were actually lining up. People were standing in line for an hour, and I thought that was just, I don't know, I was just blown away. And one of those readings that I did was for two people, two beautiful women, came to sit in front of me, and they said that they wanted a past life reading. So, not having a spread set for that, because I mean, I can recall one for one person, but not for two people, because their question really was how they connected. And I actually saw an opportunity there. They obviously feel this deep connection that they have with each other. They believe that their connection is older than this lifetime. And I think that's beautiful. I know what that feels like. So I did it, and they were happy and made. They said that it made sense to what they experience now and how they feel their relationship, whatever that relationship is, manifested in this lifetime so far. These types of questions do really make me think, since I am a tarot reader who really focuses on the present, really rather not on the future. And the past, obviously, that's part of us. Tarot really does make sense of the past, but it is to make sense of the present at the same time. Do you know what I mean? I'm tired. I'm probably not expressing myself very clearly, but what else is new? I'm just sharing some thoughts tonight. I realized that even if I, as a reader, or even I, as the client, even if I didn't believe in past lives, it would have worked still. Because the question is framed in the belief of us having multiple lives, multiple lifetimes, of the possibility of that. Now, I feel that that's true for me, but it's not true for everyone, and I respect that as well. I believe that we make our own reality, because the whole world is in our brain anyway. The whole world is inside of us. We are the world, or the universe, the cosmos, and it's just all a reflection of each other, of one another. But yeah, I think that it would have worked still. Because, the question was, how are we connected in a past life? Because we know that we are connected in a very deep soul level, and we want to know. Just tell us what you can tell us. I realized that the reading was actually about, very simply put, the connection between the two. It's you don't have to frame it in a past life kind of thing, but they did. And I think that even if I didn't believe in past lives, it would have made sense anyway, because of that obvious thing that you can just turn it around and saying, well, what is our connection? What does that look like? I remember that they received, amongst other cards, but I had to be quick because 160 people, 160 guests, and they all wanted a reading, including the staff, by the way, that I stayed a little longer for them because they worked all evening and they really, really wanted a reading, and they all got one card, and they were so grateful. And I'm also very grateful for that whole entire experience. Really cool. Okay, getting off track again. They received the justice card. So I remember saying, It's about fighting for what's right. And intuitively, I added to that, fighting the world outside of their own small, just happy life, the way that life is supposed to be, right? That thing of not completely being accepted, knowing that something is right for you and not being understood. That's what I saw in the Justice card. And I don't remember what cards surrounded that Justice card, but altogether that made sense. And they held hands and they just looked at each other and they said, hmm. They said that they can really place that. And yeah, I have done, I believe, two. That's really not a lot. Two past life spreads that I found on the internet for myself. First time was when I was really, really learning. And you just try things out to see what works, to see what tarot can do. And I wasn't really able to make sense of it. The second one I did like a year ago, I think. And I remember I adjusted the spread so that it made sense for me, so that I was able to make actually a story out of it. I mean, 6 cards, talking about a lifetime, really isn't a lot, right? But you're supposed to use the entire tarot, I think. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say that what I read into it, because that's really personal, and obviously I am reading myself. Obviously I'm reading into the cards what is true for me now. Just imagine I read into the cards controlling mother. That would mean that I experience that now. That would be how that works, right? Sure, your intuition can guide you, and of course intuition is like, I see it like a muscle. I see it like a muscle that you train. My intuition is, when reading cards, it really does open up the reading. It really does help, but it's not like I feel like I'm guided by spirit or something, although I somehow believe that that's kind of the same thing, because it's all these brain waves. I don't really know, but you have to. The thing is, you can only read. You can only read into the cards. You can only recognize something in the world that is you. You can only read into the cards what you already know, what you at least already know about, know of. So this reading for others, you don't even know how big of a challenge that is. Because you are doing 100 things at one moment. You're doing 100 things at a time. You are interacting with the person in front of you, or the people in front of you. And you are thinking about what all these cards mean, what is the overall energy, and how to translate something that's only visual into words. And that changes all the time. Some cards can have keywords in your brain, but sometimes that's just not the right word. I just love doing this a lot. Now, I remember in one of my previous videos, I was talking about my secret Dakini Oracle and how much it blew my mind, and it still does, by the way. I filmed that right before leaving for that event. And I pulled a card for the event. It was the past card. Now that's funny, because I didn't even make that connection of me wanting to talk about past life readings and what that means to me and how that can still work even if you don't have that same belief. And the fact that it was a past card, it was like one of the 3 time cards, past, present, future, and that was it, past card. I just read that card intuitively in the video, and after I stopped filming, I checked the book to see if I had missed something, because the book is just really good now, this second time around. First time I read it front to back, and I was like, ooh, that's a little too crazy for me, maybe. But now that I'm working with the deck, and I guess I'm at another stage in my life or something, it's just amazing. It's really well done. So the one thing that I missed, because I picked up on all of these things like protection and all that stuff, there's a lion in the card. so protecting, and all of these possibilities. The thing that I missed in the meaning of the card was that I wasn't only protecting what I know. By experience, I know that I shouldn't close myself off. By experience, I know that I should always be open to experience new things. I think that's just the definition of experience. And you know what? What that book said was that I was going to be surprised as well. Not in the kind of fortune telling way that I'm saying it now, that I'm formulating that sentence now, but it really did say there's that opportunity of you actually being surprised by the entire situation, by the entire experience. I sure was. I knew that I was going to surprise other people with how these cards work, what they can do for you. You can be the biggest skeptic and still get something really meaningful from that interaction. Yeah, I was more surprised than I expected to be. I'm just really grateful, and I don't know if this is going to be, I don't think that this is going to be my last video of 2019, but this year I felt gratitude in my life much more than any other year that I've been alive, I think. Just, it's strange that a simple pack of cards can open your world that much. Because it's not just tarot, right? From tarot comes Kabbalah, from Kabbalah comes I don't know, it's just, you keep amazing how this simple pack of cards can just open your mind so much that this awareness happens. I don't know if that would have happened if I hadn't found the tarot. I really don't know, because it's just such a good tool for self-reflection. That's the number one use, I would say. The real power of it. I mean, you change yourself, you change the world, right? That's more true now than ever, I think. I just wanted to end this video, this year, with gratitude, and I want to say thank you for listening. If you've made it so far through this ramble, great job. I hope everyone has a wonderful holidays, and that's all for now.